Turning to our first alert weather now, and McKenna is tracking a potentially stormy night for us. It's been hot, it's been humid, and you know that when you've got conditions like that and talk of a cold front coming in, things don't add up well.
It's bringing back flashbacks to spring, right? We start to get into that fall season, and we're starting to see some of those stronger cold fronts come across the Rockies, and that is our setup as we get through this evening and into tomorrow morning, bringing that severe storm threat for the next couple of hours and into the overnight. It'll come in a couple of waves. Threats for large hail, damaging wind gusts, and also a threat for localized flooding in a couple of spots. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued by the National Weather Service. This is up along the Red River, but I would not be surprised to see a bit of an expansion of this just later. We're looking at that severe thunderstorm watch currently through 10 o'clock this evening. So it is going to be a time frame to remain weather aware as you head out and about. Evening commuters, especially west of 35, and then morning commuters tomorrow as we see another wave that starts to track in. I do want to give you a look at the radar at this point. There's our area of low pressure up through the state of Oklahoma. It is going to move off to the east, and as it does, it's going to drag this cold front with it. And notice out ahead of that cold front, we're already starting to see some of that shower activity. This is for our western counties, places like Mineral Wells. Nothing severe so far, but we are starting to see some of those downpours and really this isolated activity out ahead of the cold front. As that front inches closer, we will see that shower activity increase in coverage. Now, this is part of our problem. Karen alluded to it there. We're at 96 degrees. That current dew point at DFW sits at 77 degrees. That puts our heat index as high as about 110, 111 degrees this afternoon. It is warm out there. You can feel it as you step outside. And again, it is that is going to create some of that instability to help initiate some of that severe thunderstorm activity as we get through this afternoon and through this evening. So something to keep in mind as you do head out. As far as Futurecast goes, I do want to walk you through the timing of all of this activity the next couple of hours. So we're starting to see that isolated activity out ahead of the front. But we get through the next few hours. This is 10 o'clock, and you'll notice those storms are starting to push into Dallas, Tarrant, Collin, Denton counties. So earlier to our northwest and a little bit later, the farther southeast this tracks. This continues as we get through about midnight tonight. Then we see a little bit of a break into those early morning hours before another round arrives just in time for tomorrow's morning drive. And that is still looking pretty nasty out there. Threats for tomorrow morning are primarily going to be a flood threat with all of that heavy rain. And again, just in time for that morning commute. I do think for tomorrow morning, the bulk of that heavy rain will be along and south of the 20 corridor. So if you live in those areas, make sure you are being mindful of that through tomorrow morning. Now back to tonight's storm threat. Now through about 10 o'clock, that's where those areas shaded in yellow, that's where timing wise, what we're expecting as far as storm activity goes. In the orange you see there, 8 o'clock to about midnight. And then again, a reminder, we get a little bit of a lull before additional activity arrives tomorrow morning. Our greatest severe storm threat in the yellow there, that's portions of northeastern Denton and Collin counties and up along the Red River, really in line with where we are seeing that severe thunderstorm watch this afternoon. A hail and wind threat primarily, also that threat for localized flooding. And then that tornado threat is low, but it is not non-existent. So keep that in mind as you do head out this evening. Make sure you're staying weather aware this evening. Have multiple ways to receive alerts. This first alert weather day continues through tomorrow morning, and then things start to clear up. The rest of the week really does look pretty good, guys.
Okay, we just have to get through a couple of days. All right. Thanks so much, McKenna. Still